Marvelous. Optic will be starting on the CT side of Nuke. 5 USPs, all Kevlar, no kits. LDLC with a ramp charge. You don't see this in a pistol round very often. Snappy sees danger. He falls away. Fight or flight. Flight will be the choice. Then it's fight, but the fight doesn't go very well. First round knockout for LDLC. Moving through to B position. Breaking open the windows of control. And then stopping in ramp. There has been a 2-man rotation from Optic. They've got some people on the high ground. And they're continuing that rotation. Big frag from Nico. Looks ready for more around the hut position. Needs to rotate. Buy time for his teammate to be a threat. And the eliminations are coming in thick and fast for Optic. 3 versus the 1 of Armanek now on the high ground. Going to try and get the 1v1s. They're spreading wide though, Optic. Can crouch behind that blue box and double peek when there's an opportune moment. There is time for Armanek here. Doesn't need to commit to this. Suggesting he's jumped off with his jump, however. All these surfaces make different sounds now, so that won't be the most convincing thing. Now he goes down ladder, up the ladder. But again, he's just looking for something. 37 seconds left, trying to sell the rotation even more, but I think he has to just kind of wait a good 10 seconds for them to consider it. You see config turns around now. Nico has a look. There he is again. Back to a 1v3 situation, and he will crater. That is how the pistol round will end. Dead by the world.
Cratering, for those of you that don't know, is a term that originated from Quake many, many years ago. And it just means that, yeah, you fall to your doom. You fall to your death.
Like a meteor.
Yes. Quake has some great terms. Generally speaking, there's some funny stuff going on in the original Quake, but this is Counter-Strike, although it is built on the IdTech 1 engine, which is the Quake 1 engine. I just sort of engaged trivia mode there. I think one of the interesting things about this game is actually that the source engine, which this is built on, was built on the IdTech. It's like a modified version of the IdTech 1 engine, which is the Quake 1 engine, and that was the first true 3D engine that was made ever. So the fact that this game is running on it really, I think, goes to show sort of how genius John Carmack is, who was the man, the brains behind the original IdTech engines. I think he still works for Oculus Rift these days. But it also means that I feel like the engine, it's not as optimized as it could be. And that's, I think, why we run into some of the problems that we do, and why perhaps it's probably quite difficult in some respects for the developers to make some changes, because so much of it is, there's a lot of old code in there that's been put in over the years. I really can't wait until eventually, James, we get a new engine for Counter-Strike, if that ever is going to be a thing.
Yeah, I really don't know if it is. I mean, I think we've had some teasers of the Source 2 engine, but we really don't know, because Valve don't want to tell us something that they're going to deliver, which they might not necessarily deliver in the future.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're, in part discouraged by abuse from idiots on the internet. So it's pure guesswork. It is pure guesswork. Technical pause for the time being, which is now gone. It's come and gone. It has passed. MP5's inferior weapon to the MP7. Apart from the lack of traces, for whatever that's worth. I think that is worth something. You see plenty of tracer punishment, and as an SMG, you're likely to be closer to a smoke should you spray through it, so. I would only use one on the CT side. If I was to use one, then I wouldn't use one. That's just my preference. Nice shot from Yugi. So satisfying to land a headshot with a scout when you can only see a head.
Yeah.
Quick flick.
Definitely one of the more satisfying weapons, for
Never
sure.
change that weapon.
I was thinking as well, actually, one of the tweaks that they could make to maybe make kills more satisfying is to increase the knockback on damage. So, for example, if you get one of the things that was interesting about Quake was that the knockback was linear based on the damage. So, if you do 10 damage, it does 10 damage of knockback.
This is not Quake, damage. Man. You want pushback? Play Quake that.
But basically, I'm just saying the system. So, for example, if you got an AWP headshot, does so much damage that it would send the model flying backwards. So I think that would be a cool way to handle it.
Stop trying to ruin the game.
hey, it's just more knockback would be more fun. Anyway, Logan's moving in quickly there. The A splits is looking pretty good, although it's not much of a split because the smokes have shut down the push in other areas, but it's still going to work out, generally speaking. We've got the AKs now working onto that, or clearance of the bomb site. It's working quite well. Snappy, that should surely finish off the weakened Logan. It will, and he's going to be quite the nuisance there. And they can't really get a bomb down just yet. 20 though, with that frag, maybe that's enough. Now that Snappy will be still lurking with that UMP, pushing forwards, and he will find himself the kill onto Snappy. 20. So a nice round there from LDLC, very quickly turning things around with a fast upper split, and those are always fun.
Rifles are coming out for LDLC. This will be a difficult round for Optic with the buy that they have. The two M4s, the auto shotgun, and the UMP for Snappy, and the Desert Eagle for Yugi. How do you survive a fast round as well? Not even a Molotov on the roof, just Armanek and his AK-47 headshot. That is the round over. Deleted, erased. I remember Eraser with Arnold Schwarzenegger, the film.
I never saw that one, actually.
I don't actually remember anything but Arnold Schwarzenegger's face, so I wouldn't bother to watch the film again. But, so I say, do you remember it? I don't remember it. Apart from that, it existed. And there was a big gun involved. That's
your signature move, though. It's like you'll make a reference that you don't really necessarily remember yourself.
Yep.
And so it like, runs the risk if someone actually questions something about it, you get stuck, which is, I think, amusing. But that's your style. It's your thing.
That's how I roll.
Copyrighted it. Well,
do you remember this thing? Because I don't remember it. But
yes.
Do you remember it? That's what I want to know. Maybe you could tell me about it if you remember, because I don't. Boom. Bish Bash Bosh, Bingo Bango Bongo. We don't have Bingo Bango Bongo stickers. We have Bish Bash Bosh stickers. I love the Bish Bash Bosh stickers. I tried to stockpile those as well, in case they disappeared. I have like 4 of each now. I have a... I'm not sure if I think I have a Bosch sticker on my Astron AWP. It's Bash or Bosch? I think it's Bosch. 5 USPs for Optic. This is going to be an uneventful round. Most likely, excuse me. I think my asthma slightly improved. The passages of commentary have become lengthier with less interruptions overall. 2 days in a piss-filled San Francisco seem to have helped. Inhaling all that ammonia.
Oh, I think that it can't help too much having to commentate for 12 hours in a row.
Easy.
But seemingly it's well, you've had some coughing moments, but generally it seems like it's not too bad.
Doing well.
So it's looking like a good start. Was foiled for LDLC, rather for Optic. LDLC taking firm control of this one. And look at that. It's quite fun watching the sort of explosiveness of LDLC. You know, Amanek in particular has had a lot of explosive rounds today, where you used to see him just flicking all over the place, going for these big, strong spray downs. And we'll have the typical move here from the buy of Optic, where you will see that shotgun coming out from Nico. Now, I forget who it was earlier that was actually playing shotgun mostly from Rab. But typically you see it on Hut or you see it around Squeaky Door. And the case will be that we'll have that here as well. Forward setup from the CTs in the outside of Nuke will be successful so far. Alex, oh, it's quite the drop there. And you can see KGB was waiting. What a setup here. This is not working out for LDLC. They're getting cut down everywhere.
Duvek needs to do damage. That's all you can really hope for, I think, in a 1 versus 4, on Nuke especially. One of the harder maps to clutch on. Just the sheer nature of the map, all the corners, the nooks and the crannies, the position, the elevation on both bomb sites. Many a problem. Three to 3. The auto shotgun continues for Nico. All the glass has been smashed now. Kind of just have to get on with what you want to do on the CT side. That's a beautiful start from Twanu, catching Cage and B with a grenade in his hand. Love the squeaky plays with an AWP. I was going to say that the glass being broken can benefit the CT side as well, such as Optic, but they are walking to their doom at present. You can throw high explosives to the silo position, but not this round. They've got to focus on doing something to bring this back, Optic. And you saw the aggressive play with those intentions towards Hut, didn't work out, and now the problem is compounded.
It really sucks on the CT side when you can't find a groove early on Nuke, it feels like. Because it feels like when you do get that good start and you carry through those first 4 or 5 rounds without a hitch, that it becomes very easy to string rounds together. And Amanek will take down one, and you spin around to take down Snappy as well. He's all over the place. Snappy goes for that backstab, but it's not worked out. And this buy round will be smashed again. LDLC looking to be in good form here against Optic. And I feel like it's still difficult to know what the expectation looks like on the amount of rounds you'd want to get on the CT side. You know, are you looking for, you know, I mean, for example, Cash, right? We know that Cash is quite T-sided these days, and that's very easy to explain. But I think Nuke is just, it does come down to style in some part, and it also comes down to the fact that it feels like this map still isn't, we haven't created many standards for it yet. It's still, we have some mainstays when it comes to T strategies and ways you play the map as CTs and rotations and so on, but it still feels like the map is very even at times. It's looking even right here.
McMeekoff. Making plenty of noise outside, running all the way towards Secret, running back, maybe trying to pull players towards the B-bomb site. No one headed there just yet, although Snappy was going towards the ramp. Config taken out. It is Nico around for Optic, so we're not terribly concerned with the results as long as they go the expected way. Very ill-equipped are Optic. No need to give Yugi more opportunities to find something with that Desert Eagle. Down the ladder they go. Down the ramp, LDLC go. Plenty of numbers. Yugi maybe get some sound cues from there. Probably. Probably, maybe. The executions continue. Yugi versus 3. Team kill from Amanek. But no matter. The round is with them. 5-3 LDLC. Now we have the AWP being pulled out for Yugi. Not much in the name of helmets, and Alex appears to want to continue with his MAC-10. A MAC-10 on Nuke is interesting. Perhaps he'll be inclined to go towards Secret. Either that or it's the squeaky play down the ladder. But no, he's going for the utility play. So let's see what he does. I'm interested. I'm interested. You have my attention, Alex.
He's going to be set up with that MAC-10, smashing the glass and ready himself to toss the nades. Making all sorts of noise there. And it may not even be the case that they are looking to do anything from up there, but just trying to break the glass and make it feel like, from the CT's perspective, that an upper play is coming to make them preemptively spend some of their utility. Tension rises now as nothing is yet to happen on the upper bomb site. Minute left now, and we'll finally start to get some more nades here from the T's as they'll start to push in. Good defense coming in from the initial defenders, Config and Cajun, but the trades will be soon to follow as Logan is alone. He's on the bomb site though, but he doesn't have the bomb. It's stuck in lobby. 50 seconds to go back and collect it. Config is very weak at this point, so maybe if he's the first man to make contact with Logan, Logan will have a chance to make this doable. This crossfire is quite deadly, isn't it? And Yugi, very ready for that one. Round 4 Optic, but a costly one. Loads of money for LDLC on the other hand. So this actually presents quite a problem. This could be a big swing round if LDLC are to win it.
2 helmets on the 5 players. The MAC-10 continues to rear its ugly head on Alex. And this time he seems to be headed towards the ramp. Pop flash play. Out he comes, leading the charge via a faster running rate, of course. Run speed, rather. And you can see that the ramp area has been conceded. So they've established control there, and they will walk away. Optic can't really re-peak the ramp area, unless it's from hell, surely. Players going towards the outside. I don't know if they smashed the glass earlier. Here, more smashing of glass. So LDLC looking to establish a lot of control. Ramp and then the outside down to secret. Where in the hell will Optic go? They've got 2 players towards B already. Yugi spotting some players outside. We don't have the smoke grenades, and that might be an issue for LDLC. It is already with Yugi taking out Twanu. Alex fails his mission as well. So despite a great map control, they are falling to pieces outside LDLC.
It's looking like a struggle. And they will be taken out. No struggle anymore because there's no round anymore for them to play. This is quite a weird one. Armanek is dead and neck. Five, even score. Hard to know exactly which way this one will go from this point, as both teams are going to be spending quite a lot of cash, and like neither team's really found a huge amount of consistency here. We'll see what the plan is there for LDLC. I like this. You know, we get the lurk smoke forward by the squeaky position. 4 Molotovs on the map at once. You can see fire all over the place. 5 now as they start to extinguish. Outside with the orb, looking to see if he can find something, but it's a slow push from LDLC out there. They're taking it really cautiously.
Lots of activity. Just looking for something. Where he might be. Only 3 flashes on LDLC. That's the first one. Hits the spot. As you can see, there is support for Yugi sniping outside. Cajun B has his left side covered, so he can focus on the silo for as long as he wants to. But now Cajun B has been isolated from his breath, and Yugi has problems, and Alex looks to be too close for Yugi to fall back, but that is a beautiful shot. Looking outside once again, he's spotted Armanek now, he's crouching. And then once more, he has to be careful to his left. Yugi may need to fall back soon. You can see Armanek looking for information, the smoke coming up. In the meantime, Config will take out Devaduvek near Squeaky. And again, LDLC is starting to struggle outside on Nuke.
Armanek and Logan left. The hopelessness. Can you feel it? Can you feel the despair? It's like being in a chasm. It's barren in every direction. Seems to stretch on for miles. There's no oasis to be found. And all that's left is to walk until eventually the elements take care of you. And that's what's happened there. Optic will take the round, and they'll lose nobody. 6-5 for them as the money's broken for LDLC. So they really stand now to maybe get some momentum going, and without having it stopped. It's looking good. You know, 3 in a row for Optic now, looking to beat 4. And curious about the choices here for both teams, because we've got Deagles in play. Nice catch by Yugi outside, as Snappy looks to find himself some love with the HE as well. These Deagles not finding any connections yet. Deagles.
Desert Eagles. What are Eagles doing in the desert anyway? There's not much going on over there.
Well, they kill snakes and stuff, eat them.
I never want to see a sea snake in the sea.
Oh yeah. They're
It's
huge,
not a good
they?
prospect.
Right?
They're not necessarily huge, but they're just like very deadly.
Very fast. Are they deadly?
Most of them.
Are they venomous? Or
Most of them are venomous and deadly. Yeah, they will just kill you. So look out for those.
Fun fact: in Swedish, the language, there's no words for venomous. They just use poisonous. They don't have. This is from what I recall. So they can't, in that sense, distinguish between the difference of venomous and poisonous. And for those of you that don't know, poisonous means if you eat something, it will poison you. Venomous means that something has venom that it can inject into you as part of
put
its defense mechanism.
Poison inside you.
And it will murder you. So some things can be venomous,
Like
but
a frog.
not be poisonous. So you can eat them, not be poisoned.
Oh, okay. Like a snake.
Yeah, so you can see
like a frog.
So some snakes they'll be able to take the venom sacs out or whatever, and then you can play around with whatever otherwise would be a deadly snake.
That video of the honey badger, where it bites the snake's head off and passes out from the venom,
Yeah.
then wakes up a few hours later and just continues to eat it, is hilarious and terrifying at the same time.
Yeah. Indeed, indeed.
It's crazy. Okay, we have a pause or a pause if you're from Europe.
So your spirit animal.
Absolutely, honey badgers all day. We are going to go to a break during this technical pause. Stay tuned, we shall return shortly. Freeze, mother bitches. If you remember what film that's from, then good for you. I've got nothing to give you, sorry. 7-5 in favour of Optic. You see the Molly going towards the squeaky door. Alex just keeping an eye on things. You're wondering why his knife is out. So he moves faster. He wants to limit his exposure, jump quicker than he otherwise might, so he's less exposed. That door is a few bullets away from a hole. You can see angles are being held for a quick open of the door perhaps and a look towards the roof. We haven't seen, I don't think in this game one time we've seen a Molotov towards the roof position. We have seen people line it up, but then they haven't thrown it. Nico's gonna smoke off hut. Held on to his smoke grenade for a good time. And it does look like LDLC want to execute into this position. No second kill, no transfer for Config. A pop flash from Nico. He can peek behind it towards the left-hand side, but he's trying to buy time, trying to run distraction. Yugi picking off Twanu. Nico eventually going down. Molotov to try and stop the plant. Molotov to try and stop a peek on the high ground. You can see the bomb on the floor. Bomb's being collected. Bomb needs to get planted. Bomb will get planted for the Molotov, if you will. Surprising side, perhaps. Flashbangs from the heaven position. Pop flashes from Armanek as he tries to delay these Optic players. Snappy taken down up top. Yugi holding angles while Cajun B starts to creep in. Instant headshot onto Devaduvek. 20 HP for Cajun B now. Sees a flashbang being primed. Easy frag for him. And again, now they look for the last player. Armanek round the back. Yugi swapping out for an AK-47. He's good for the frag. He's good for the round. Round number 8 for Optic. And that's 5 in a round for them. A bomb plant and max loss bonus would mean 4,200. The bomb plant will make it $5,000 for LDLC. Or am I reading that wrong? Alex said 4,300, so obviously my brain doesn't function. Oh yeah, with the bomb plant it's 4,200. Okay, yeah. I'm back in the room. I need more sleep. With the plant it's 4,200, otherwise it'll be 34. So I gave them an extra bomb plant. Well then, 2 rounds left in this half. LDLC again with intentions towards the squeaky door. 4 players there. In they go. First one spotted and swatted. Second one as well. And the third. And the fourth. Config's done a lot. So have his teammates. Nico with 2 frags. And that is a simple enough round for Optic, enjoying the spoils of the CT side on Nuke. Now we move into the last round of the first half. Mac 10's out for LDLC. This time it's not a choice. I think it was Alex we saw on 2 occasions with a Mac 10 when the rest of his team had AKs. Could have had one himself. Now Twanu and Devaduvek have limited options. They've got to go for them. Smoke's on the outside. That's why the Molotov is down to ruin them. The wall of smoke. Perfectly timed for Optic. And it leaves LDLC exposed to Yugi, but they will try to cover that with flashbangs instead. But 2 people need to get through. Sniper Ali stuck behind T-Red. That's a bomb spotted by Config. Doesn't get a frag, but Yugi knows his angles well outside. Armanek will get taken out. In the meantime, they know that the bomb is towards the B-bomb site. Snappy has angles. In the meantime, Yugi and Nico have been taken out. Mac 10's putting in some work. It's a nice frag for Config. Another one. And now they have the man advantage, Optic. Is the bomb still on the low ground? There's Twanu flanking with the MAC-10. Config won't see anything on the radar. 2v2, 1 minute on the clock. Bomb getting planted for the heaven position, it seems, with the Molotov. Does Cajun go for a quick peek? Goes for a slow one. Snappy making sound in the meantime. He will wait for his teammate. Flashbang for his teammate. Other players on the low ground, and he's good for the second kill. And that's a 10-5 half, a 10-5 scoreline for Optic. That's a pretty solid CT half, I think. They will be pleased with that. 15 frags for Yugi and Config. KGB not too far behind. So smooth from Config, especially that second frag. So satisfying. Nice burst onto both. Awkward lost engagement for KGB, but he happens to do it. Had his teammate there to trade. Now, if Optic can win this pistol, this would be colossal. Yugi has a HE grenade. That would say to me a blow off of the squeaky door, a fast play into the A-bomb site. Let's see where he's going. The grenade's being deployed. Squeaky blown off. A flashbang from his teammate on the high ground, and in they charge. Shake the roof. Clear the roof. Swipe the roof. Bleach the roof. Whatever you like. Twanu in the red. Twanu dead. 5 versus 2. Very quickly indeed in favor of Optic. This is looking very nasty indeed. Only Config's taken damage. And again, the cheap rifles. The cheap helmets mean cheap rifles. Because you can buy them immediately, so you don't have to expend money on the SMGs and such. No Kevlar for Yugi. So Nico and Cajun B will likely have AK-47 since they get a cheap helmet. Untouched armor for them. There's the helmet. And there are 2 AKs. Will we see a third from Nico? Yes, we will. Big guns out immediately. They know that having won the pistol, the urgency is high for LDLC. Optic now having won both pistol rounds. Fast wall of smoke outside. Snappy will lead the charge. Again, no fear of an AWP in this round, so all W from Snappy. Waiting for the smokes to go down. The W will continue. A CZ from Devadivek. Other than that, it's a clean round for LDLC. Keeping their money for the buy round. 3 players left. 2. Just with USPs. Nothing to write home about, nothing to shout about. Barely a voice to shout with a buy as low as this. The bullets will not ring out. Ooh, I felt that. That was not comfortable to watch. It's funny how the model is still smiling. Maybe we should have, like, for April Fools, Doom faces on the players. So when they get into low health, they have, like, anguish and such. Glass has been smashed. 7-round lead for Optic. The scout is out for Twanu. Rest of the team on M4A4s. Devadivek by the squeaky door. No WD-40 in sight. And again, it looks like Yugi is lining up the Molotov, that space station throw for the roof. But his one hasn't quite hit the mark, as you can see. Hasn't gone in the right spot. There is a smoke up there as well. The frag zone will go the way of Optic. Devadivek lining them up. Can he make a third frag? He can. That will change everything. Yugi in a 1 versus 2. Position unknown. Could come from a number of different spots. Can he find these players? He can, but he can't kill them. Round number 6 for LDLC.
2 AKs on the CT side. Feels good. Feels real good. What's your favorite Counter-Strike weapon, James? To use?
AWP, probably.
Okay. Well, no AWPs here on this round in particular. We do have 2 shotguns though, the Mag-7 and the auto shotgun.
What's your favorite weapon, Dad? AK? Desert Eagle.
It's difficult. I might say AK. Let's go with AK for now. Subject to change though, as we'll see in this round. The shotgun may be put to really good use here. Amanek, how much can he get? 1. Oh, I felt like 2 was just so close to happening there. But even for Twanu, Only gets one despite the lineup, but here's another lineup, and Alex will finish it off, so consistently having good... Ooh, that's a nice one. KGB picking Alex out of the sky like a clay pigeon as he makes his way back to get the bomb. Now he's got to go and get the plant, and that might be difficult. Devaduvek's already in position to try to stop that from happening. He can go back down towards the door if he'd like when he hears that the beep beep of the buttons being pressed. And ooh, the timing there, almost fatal for KGB, but not quite. He's protected. Gets the bomb down. This gets very interesting now. Devaduvek has a smoke, so he could put a smoke on the bomb. But can he get into position in time? KGB with a good vantage point. There's a jump up spotted. Unfortunately, can't take the fight there because of the jumping inaccuracy. And indeed, the bomb has been smoked. Now KGB and Devaduvek try to navigate the smoke to find the round winning kill. Oh, he's going to drop down. He knows he's made some sound here. Defensive with that AK spray. He's played it so smart, KGB. And he's going to secure the round. Optic 13, LDLC 6.
That is not the reset you want. Very calm play from KGB. Chose to fight on his terms for the most part. Had to get through the smoke, but apart from that, it's like, yeah, I see you here. That's fine, you stay over there. See you over here. Yeah, I'm not ready just yet. Okay, you want to smoke? Maybe I'll start to shoot now. And what are they left with? They've got to go for the force buy LDLC. The force buy is absolute trash. Like supermarket honey, it's just not good enough. Twanu outside with the scouts. Guesswork from him. Now, this scout can be devastating in a situation such as this. If he continues to tag them and they can't take him out, then he can change his positions time and time again, then that could cause big problems for the team. 2 players low now for Optic, and that's where they can be finished off by the likes of Alex.
Manek tries to make his presence known in lobby. He'll be successful with the kill. 3v3, loads of time for the T's. CT is beginning to wonder because so many things are open. This is a big opening there. Yugi could go up the ladder towards heaven, have a good vantage point in towards the upper bomb site, let his teammate distract, push in for some kills. There's all sorts of possibilities working in favor of Optic here. Have to see if they can find the round-winning ones. And Yugi will be outside with config. And they will use the time on the clock to their advantage to make things as safe as they possibly can. Smoke to main there. KGB announces his presence. Amanek takes the opportunity to push forwards. That can be an AK for him now as the 5-7 does some significant damage. Config rather, will go down. And LDLC will pick up a much-needed round, but they don't have much money. So if Optic were to buy here and find a way to reset them, that would be devastating. But Optic do have a big lead, so they may not want to, risk throwing that away with a force buy. Okay, they're going for it. They're going for it.
They're doing it. They're going in big.
Going in.
All right then, let's see what Optic have to offer. Tough situation for them. Force buy on the T side of Nuke. Numbers game very key. The one thing they can still abuse, that's flash. The smoke is very close and it allows them to burst through it. Armanek though looking to make some money, now looking to make some profit. Gets $200 short of making his money back. And now that weapon is in the hands of these T's. But not the ideal tool for the job considering Alex's position, his range. Alex alone now, Alex dead. Config creating some space, getting the M4A4 upgrade. May help him escape. That position around the smoke. He's got a 1 versus 1, running out of bullets, I think. That could have been the round. If he was able to deliver that first kill, who the hell knows? Teammate can't see to trade. But there it is for LDLC.
The problem though is that the damage on the economy is significant time and again. And their loss bonus is only growing at this point, and with the bomb planted, they're kind of encouraged almost to do something similar. I mean, you can get an AK onto config, and there is definitely possibilities that can be exploited, but they're going to go for a half. I actually really like this. One guy with an AK, and everybody else, saving their money and going for the typical buy, just keeping yourself around $2,000 to enable a strong buy in the following round. But maybe config can do a really good job here with this AK and cause massive problems, soften LDLC up. Maybe LDLC get a bit aggressive because they know it's going to be a save round. and then don't expect the AK. You know, there is definitely merit to this. I like it.
Smoke down for control. What can Config do with the AK-47? You may have to wait. Perhaps all too predictable to go elsewhere while the smoke is down, so just wait it out. And try to put the fear of God into them. That's the bomb. That is significant, but there's still a lot to be done. The crab walk from Config, and maybe a second weapon can be collected. Skating on the rail. There's another weapon, and they fall back. 3 versus 4. That bomb looks like it could be retrieved if they were lucky enough. Indeed, it can be. Logan focusing on the position as opposed to the bomb itself. However, Alex has come to the rescue. That works both ways, though. The bomb is in the smoke. Ooh, the flashbang. The bomb's collected by Config. And he's made it back into Squeaky. 25 seconds and they go towards the ramp.
It's quite funny that Snappy's actually picked up the auto shotgun. He hasn't got any Kevlar, but which actually makes that not a terrible weapon, especially if the bomb goes down. Around control room and those channels, there's so many close ranges that the shotgun can be effective from. So Config, very important that he's able to get these kills. Has an opportunity for a safe plant here. I think there's cover from Yugi, should he get pushed. Oh, he gets the bomb down just in the nick of time. Headshot comes in from Yugi, 1 versus 1 with the Deagle against the M4. Able to escape this position. Now, which way does Logan go? Yugi has to be so smart. And he is doing a great job at that so far. Able to outmaneuver Logan. Logan has to defuse the bomb. But he's got no idea exactly where Yugi's going to come from. Yugi commits! 2 shots connected. It is the 94 in 2, the classic, and there's enough time to defuse.
Did he see Logan's head through the floor when Logan jumps? I feel like he did. Because I think I did.
Yeah, he did, I think.
That's a shame. Because that is valuable information. Hopefully it's something they can fix in the future. I must make a note of this. Round number 22. Well, both teams are on the bye once again. LDLC on the cusp of double figures, but can they continue their comeback? The recovery. Again, all still important points for them. Also, shotgun continues. Being very prevalent on Nuke today.
Smoke about to dissipate on Squeaky, and it's going to be interesting to see if Optic can find a way to start this round better. They're leaving themselves with not that much time to develop map control here, opting to go for a slow pace. And they haven't really pressured out an enormous amount of utility from LDLC, who don't have an enormous amount to begin with. You can see that as time's running low, LDLC start to wonder. We'll get some additional grenades going in to potentially slow down things in advance of them happening. Very tense stuff here. Logan, oh no, he knows he has to fight there. He knows he's absolutely going down if he tries to escape. So tries to get some damage in before he dies, but is unable to do so. Amanek here with this auto shotgun. Can he go huge? Can he be the hero that they need at this point? 20 seconds to plant this bomb, and he can absolutely slow them down. It's very smart to try to make a play to delay, but it's unfortunate that he goes down so quickly.
A moment's hesitation cost him the crouch peek from Nico, allows him to escape the crosshairs of Alex. Now leaves 2 players remaining. Twanu with a very important frag. 6 seconds, and Devaduvek can't stop the bomb from going down. Getting very violent now, creeping now, so brazen by Config. Would you expect anything less? Twanu still forced to save with 11 HP, the AWP. Can't really expect to get another 1 versus 1 like that, and away he goes. Optic moving to 14 rounds. The 3rd plant in a row. This one will be successful for them. And now, oh boy, the money for LDLC could hardly be worse. This is so bad for them. It's not like Cash where you can do, or Inferno or something like that, where you can have a hero AWP go nuclear. No pun intended. It's going to be a lot harder, as hard as it already is on Nuke.
It's very true. maybe 20 is the man to do it. At the same time, Optic, they'll realize what's going on in that sense, and they'll probably think, okay, how can we avoid running into the AWP? That's the typical line of thinking. And where do you expect the AWP to be? There's all kinds of positions. We've seen Orpas go to secret even to try to preempt the T push through that position and just catch them. And it can be very strong there, or perhaps you want to just sit on ramp, anticipating a ramp burst, because maybe the Ts would want to avoid the expected standard AWP outside. There's definitely a lot of different positions you can take with it, but it's it's very difficult to know. You could even take it to Squeaky. At this point, you need something a bit special, that's for sure.
Man, this buy. Very fast wall of smoke outside from Optic. Do they understand what was saved? If so, close quarters would be favourable. They're all over the place. They're scattering. The fire ants. One player on main. Got to pick his right timing. Look at Optic just circumventing the big problems. Devadivek taken out in the vent. Optic seeking match point. Very quickly moving towards the B-bomb site, taking control of control. Cajun B saved by Yugi. Can't get his Molotov off, but Nico will save him the second time around. 2 players left, and already it's a safe situation. Twanu gets the kill despite the scope obscuring his vision. Config had a chance there. So maybe Twanu will be able to hold on to this, but I'm sure sentries will be sent. Logan hiding on the ramp with a 5-7. And that position may actually help Twanu save this weapon. But Optic are moving towards match point on Nuke versus LDLC.
Yeah, it's not a good look for them, is it? Optic have done so well. That first half was, that 10-5 was, put them in a great position here, and now it's the 15-9. One more to go, and as you said, the money's just not really in a great place here. Back to the drawing board as far as the hero orb as far as the hero orb goes. Was very difficult at this point, and we'll see Optic with that 4x once again. Of course, money is no problem for them after such success. 2 bomb detonations in a row, and I'm not sure if Cajun had the timing for the door. No, it's actually going to be Yugi, and that's where Twanu is. And that's the push I was talking about. The angle that can be very deadly. And what else has he got? Nicely done by Twanu. Switching positions very quickly, looking to get it done, and Boom. He has done a fantastic job.
That is a very good start, but with his teammates still being very, very ill-equipped. Optic, if they can, well, Nico specifically, hello, has a dual advantage, although LDLC being on the CT side may have angle advantages, and it only takes one superior angle and a 5-7 to pop somebody in the head. So there's still more damage to be done by Optic in this round. If LDLC are able to pick up another AWP, they could put it towards the ramp or something. It might help them. Maybe it is what causes them to lose later on. We don't know, but for now, we look towards Optic to do what they can. The scope, will it be heard by Devadivek? He's just crouching in the corner, misses the shot. And now Nico has a lot to do. Got to act. Oh boy, just landing on top of his head, going through the floor, bouncing back out again.
Melon head.
But Optic can still buy, so the pressure will continue.
And what round do they have in store? Twanu. That was one of the better rounds he's had in this game of Nuke. He's more like that, and all the money's been spent by Optic, so let's see if they can just close it down, because they would really not want to allow LDLC to get back into this one. And Twanu is definitely looking on point outside. I love that he went for the main push last rounds, just got that deep angle into Squeaky as the direct counter to the Squeaky door play from the Ts. Obviously, the vulnerability is that the Ts are working outside quickly. You're out of position as the AWPer, but you have to take those gambles, and I'm glad that they did in that last rounds. Blowing out the door again, trying to spam through the hut there and towards the main position. Daviduvek pushes forwards, but he is expected. Optic with a very good start here. A 2 versus 5 very quickly now for LDLC as they scramble to try to defend this one. An auto shotgun and an M4 in the hands of Amanek and Alex respectively is not a good look here to keep themselves in this map of Nuke against Optic. Alex caught with a smoke in his hand, and he's not long for this world, as neither are LDLC for the map. 16-10, Optic with the win, and that's going to reflect very well on them. And it was a back and forth first half, I would say, but eventually we started to see Optic stabilize to get that 10-5.
Indeed we did, but the comeback was on the way. But maybe it was too much to ask ultimately, too many traded rounds towards the end there, but it was a solid half eventually for Optic. Saw some nice plays. This was beautiful. That was so smooth. That's just like so satisfying even to watch, not even being the person doing it, but it just feels good to see, man. 13-7, Optic very far ahead of their teammates, and as you can see, 15-9. It was too much to ask for LDLC to make a comeback. Some late efforts from Twanu, but it wasn't enough. Config going over the 3,000 damage mark in that 16-10 affair for some very important points taken away from LDLC. I think it's fair to say that's another loss in the bag for them, and I do wonder what the implications are for their chances to make LAN. Maybe it's too late now. 8 losses again. You can see FaZe and Mousesports still on 7. They've got 3 more games to play, but maybe their future is no longer in their hands, having that extra loss in the bag. So that is their situation. We'll see how it continues with the matches that we have to come. Stay tuned.